gentlemen, welcome to the live stream. Sit back, relax, make sure your seatbelts are on, and enjoy the show.
Welcome to this Movieplex Theater. Patrons are reminded that this is a no-smoking area. Patrons are also advised that talking during the performance is prohibited. And all electronic equipment must be switched off. The consumption of alcoholic beverages is strictly forbidden. But we'd like to remind patrons that a full range of refreshments is available in the theater lobby. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the film.
Alrighty, here we go. How are we doing? Just let me know if the music's a good level. We'll go back to some classic Dino-Defenders streaming music with the Golden Compass PlayStation 2 soundtrack. And as you can see, if I pull up this, you can see we're going to be doing some watercoloring. Basically, I finished the scene with Jude and Rose fighting. I will not say how it ends. And now we're moving on to a shot where Jess and Mia are going to pass the camera here, creeping along, hiding amongst these bushes. And in this sort of area in the middle here, you're going to see the male Megalosaurus eating a dead Camarasaurus. With like hints of the other Camarasauruses behind these trees just here. So, where to begin? Do the backgrounds first. And actually, I've got a colour I want. Purple is a very, very royal colour. So I'm going to be painting the background of the jungle in a sort of purple because I like the sort of visual colours to represent the dinosaurs are taking over. So the jungle is their royal kingdom. So I like to have the backgrounds be purple. I probably won't stream for long. Just want to get a little bit out of the way. And I wanted to say hi to everyone because it's been a little while now since I streamed last. And I've been away on holiday. And I'm back. And I've been ill. All sorts of things going on. And I hope everyone who's watching is having a good day. Because why not? I hope everyone is having a good day. I've been getting real pangs recently for playing another PlayStation 2 video game. And that's going to fall into the area of the Pterodame's timeline where, I don't know, I finished Dino-Defenders, and not all of it, but like I finished this episode, The Frames, I've got it edited, I've got the dialogue in, I've got everything right, and then I send it off to Luke to do the music. And when while I'm waiting for him to do the music, then I'm thinking I'll do a bit of live streaming some old video games again. And then once Dino-Defenders is, you know, we're talking way in the future here, but when Dino-Defenders is completely finished, for the most part, then I'll be streaming more old video games, because it's one of the things I like doing. I have a lot of fun with it. How was my holiday? It was good. It was good. We just went to this like little caravan holiday with my mum, my sister, and her kids. We had a hot tub, and it was fun seeing my 3-year-old daughter enjoy going in a hot tub. She spent like 3 hours in it at one point. It was quite funny. What was good was it wasn't that hot, like, because you can obviously change the temperature. So we changed it to a sort of bath temperature for her. But with the jets on and stuff, it was still warm. We were by the coast, so there was you know, the wind gets colder the closer you get to sea. So the hot tub, even though it was on like a lower temperature, actually still felt hot, which was nice. So as I posted out on X yesterday, the TwitX, I think I'm about 1/3 through the episode. Because I've got a big sheet behind me on the wall here that tells me the sort of stages of chapter 5, and I mean, we're now entering like a massive, big action sequence. It's absolutely gargantuan in scope. So, I mean, I found when I was doing the Rose versus Jude fight sequence that, you know, action sequences are really fun to do because you're doing lots of quick shots. But one of the sort of things I found that I have to avoid is, you know, you're going through so many frames so quickly, you can kind of skip over details if you're going too quick. Like, because you're like, oh, I've got to do this one, I've got to do this shot next, got to do this one. So you have to really maintain a level of detail without compromising it too much. In terms of creative timing, is what I found. Sam says, hey Pterodome, surprise motherfucker. Just kidding, of course. Anyway, been working on a King Kong project as a gift for Mudnag, co-author of his comic book series Congo. I suggest you check his channel. Mudnag. Well, I have to say I've never heard of that person before, but thanks for the recommendation. Megalosaur has a horn, yeah. In the image I've got on the screen right now, it's like obviously facing right towards you, so you're looking right down the end of the point. It's just one of the animated frames from the 3D sequence. Gotta get that. Gotta get that. Gotta get that little bark looking good. Looby-doo-doo-looby-doo. You rewatched Nope a couple of days ago. It's so good, says Big Shark. Yes. I've only seen it once, but I really enjoyed it. I do need to give it a rewatch. I've got a list of horror films that I want to watch this month, including John Carpenter's Christine, which I've never seen. Been on my watch list for many years. The one about I believe it's a possessed car. I'm really excited to check that out. Love me Carpenter. I love me Carpenter. Love me Carpenter, I tell you. Big Shark says, once you watch it a second time, a lot of stuff from your first viewing makes sense. I mean, I don't want to sound too cocky, but I thought it all made sense when I watched it the first time. The guy like watched that ape eat those people, and then he got this like, he thought he could talk to dangerous predators, so he thinks he's got a connection to the UFO thing, and he's you know, got a bit of a thing going on where he's trying to relive his past, which is why they give it that old west aesthetic as well. And yeah, and they run away from the big flying blanket. They should have just called the film Quilt. A killer bedsheet goes on the rampage across California. Watch out for a quilt. It might suck you up into the sky and suffocate you. Rated R. Rated R. Sam asks, after finishing Dino-Defenders, I think one of the best video game opinions to try out is game based on Peter Jackson's King Kong. I've streamed the whole game. It was one of the first streams I ever did on this channel. So if you go into my video section and then click the option for older videos, you'll find it straight away, because it was like right there, right at the beginning of the Pterodome. I streamed the whole thing, really badly played it, because I was tired and drunk and God knows what else when I was living at that house. You watch me get confused over certain puzzles. But yeah, I did it all. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy some of the camera angles. Some of the camera angles really sucked in that game, I remember. Yes, Hulk 2003 is on my list. Where are you? No. Right here. I got it. That's on my list. And I do want to do Rain of Fire again, because I started playing Rain of Fire, and I thought it was too dark to play, so I gave up. But then when I was playing Treasure Planet, I realised that I had the certain TV settings were like through the Elgato streaming deck. There was some setting that was linked to the TV that meant it was really dark. And I remember while I was live streaming Treasure Planet, I worked that out, and I was like, hang on a second, this game's really dark too. And I was like, hang on, that's got to be the TV. So then I managed to change it, so I could actually have another pop at Rain of Fire and see if I can complete that. I've still got that too. Yes, really excited to be more chilled on the channel. I'm gonna try and do a channel update video soon, because I want to just let other people who are subscribed to the channel be more aware that I'm basically concentrating on Dino-Defenders. So other videos like Jurassic Misconception videos and stuff are kind of being put on hold while I work on this, because not everyone watches the streams, so best to update everyone is my opinion. I was meant to record that yesterday, but had some work to do. I've got some work to do after this. That's why I'm going to stream for a little bit. I didn't get back to it. Sam says, really? I didn't know that, but thanks for telling me. Besides, I think the game might spark the idea in King Kong series. It may be unlikely, but it's a neat idea, but still your decision. Oh yeah, I know. I have no plans for King Kong. King Kong, because it's King Kong. Got no plans for the King Kong. What? More water on this. Spreads quicker. My plan to try and get every single dinosaur species that I've shown in all the other previous episodes in this last one, so you get to see them all once more at least. One of the reasons why I'm having this shot. So I technically don't, in terms of the actual story, I don't need this shot. This is like just an extra shot just so I can show off the dinosaurs doing their thing. So I could just have Jess and Mia turn up at the base again, as I'm planning to. Without this shot, and the story would still make sense, but gotta get these little extra nuggets of detail in. I can special edition it later. What do you mean? What do you mean I can special edition it later? When we're changing? Alright, gonna work on some greens now. Sam says, a couple of movies I think you should try out watching is Congo from 1995. I have it. And the 1990 remake of Mighty Joe Young. Yep, seen it many times. Do you love monitor lizards? Try watching Komodo. Got it, right here. Congo, I've never fully got into Congo. Like, there's always something that just seems a bit off with it, with me. Like, it doesn't quite know what it wants to be. Like, in one second, it's like being full on serious, and then the next you've got the guy going, "Don't touch my sesame seed cake." It's like, it's almost like a skit from Ace Ventura or something. Like When Nature Calls, it starts to feel like that movie at times to me. It's a crazy movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun, but I've never fully gotten into. Like, some people really, really love it, and I'm like, I've never got that. And Mighty Joe Young, the remake, it's alright. I like some of the monkey effects. I like seeing Bill Paxton, obviously, but the film itself isn't amazing. I prefer the old one. The old one's much more interesting to watch, I feel, because it was made so long ago and it's so ambitious. And I don't know, they did something more unique with the storyline, like having him work in like a theater. Like a show, like a dinner and a show. I don't know what you'd call them, Palladium or something. And having him on stage and people throwing the money at him and him attacking all the lions. And then when the movie switches to colour, even though it's been black and white, it switches to a red filter during the whole fire sequence. That's awesome. Stylistically really cool. But don't get me wrong, I do like the 1998 one. It's neither here nor there in my opinion. Oh, I see what you're saying, Big Shark. Oh, I get it. Don't touch my sesame seed cake. Or is it hands off? So he's like, hands off my sesame seed cake. Oh, this cold. Be gone with you, virus. Stop eating my sesame seed cake, that's it. I mean, I will admit that is a very realistic thing that might happen, you know. You got this guy, this like military guy. He's dangerous. But he's like, he loves the sesame seed cake. He's a warlord. He's a warlord who loves sesame seed cake. I think it's because, like, usually in movies the narrative is like they're like a hard ass, you know, very masculine character, a warlord, and then he's sitting there and he's like he's annoyed someone's eating his sesame seed cake, which I sort of relate a sesame seed cake to like an old lady. It's like a feminine type food. Nice. I'm not knocking sesame seed cake here. I like sesame seed cake. It's quite funny. Just this warlord obsesses. But again, it's like, yeah, it's very realistic because it's like out of the blue. Not something you'd expect. It's like something you'd read and be like, "What? He likes sesame seed cake? All right, fair enough." A little character detail. Saurianbot says, do you know when people complain about the Jurassic World trilogy being too much action than horror, especially with Dominion, do you feel that's a jarring there's a jarring shift, or does it feel natural? I mean, to me it feels natural. Like, the thing is, people forget that the horror aspect of Jurassic has to be balanced with everything else. And there's no right or wrong answer here, because like Jurassic World Dominion has its horror aspects, and it has a fair few of them as well. Like, you think of like Dodson in the tunnels with the Dilophosauruses, you know. Just because you're not scared by that scene because you're older and you're used to the tropes doesn't mean the film isn't doing the horror aspect thing. Because there'll be kids who watch Dominion who have never seen anything like that before. You know, this guy in a tunnel with his phone torch and he's looking down and you see the silhouette of the thing in the smoke. Gets chased and eaten in a dark tunnel. Like, people might not like the execution, but you can't deny that they were trying to do horror. So to say the Jurassic World Dominion, you know, has too much action over horror, it's like, well, the action is a massive part of Jurassic, especially since The Lost World. The Lost World introduced so much action, and more tropish action, I would say. Like, I always think of like when the T-Rexes are attacking the trailer. Like, the opening of that sequence is the car, one of the cars being knocked off the side of the cliff. And Malcolm turns to the camera and goes, "Mummy's very angry." It's like he might as well be like Jason Statham in The Meg. Right? "It's a megalodon. Mummy's very angry." Then it switches to sort of a bit of horror with them, you know, the dinosaurs lurking outside and they're trapped in the RV. And then you get to like the whole worker village sequence. That's a whole huge action sequence. I wouldn't say that's cut from horror at all. Aside from maybe the jump scare, maybe. And Kelly goes under the thing. The scene with Nick creeping around the worker village is the horror aspect to it, and nothing happens. It's just a slow creep through to like make you feel uneasy, like there could be something lurking around, which is the whole point of that sequence, which is great. That's the horror aspect. And again, it all comes down to like, what do you define as horror, really? Because to me, I like, there's certain aspects of horror, especially old Universal horrors, that I see prevalent for a lot of the Jurassic World. Oh. Is the stream okay? Okay, the stream might just have jumped for no reason then. Is everything okay with the stream? Can you hear me? It just said OBS is disconnected and then reconnected. Don't know why. Okay, yeah, I'm still here. Okay, good. Where was I up to? Was I talking? Was I talking? Did I say anything? What was I saying? What did you guys last hear me talk about? Fallen Kingdom being the most horror Jurassic there is. Oh, the splitting up, that's it. The splitting up of the two trilogies. I just don't like the... To me, there's no point in comparing. Because, like, it's very difficult for me to compare the Jurassic Park to the Jurassic World series. Loads of people do it, but I never quite get it, because even in the Jurassic Park trilogy, the movies are made at different times and have different feelings and emotions towards them. Like, and the atmospheres of the movies are different. It's not like the first three films are all made exactly the same. They all have their differences as well. So it seems... And same for the Jurassic World movies. And it's like... That's where it's like... For me, it's like pointless. It's pointless to compare. Because you might just compare all six. Compare Dominion to Fallen Kingdom, or Fallen Kingdom to the Lost World, or the Lost World to Jurassic Park 3, or Jurassic Park to the Jurassic Park 3, or Jurassic World to Lost World. Like, you can compare all of them. But the human mind is drawn to the binary. Drawn to the idea of the other. You need your adversary. That's what motivates you, knowing that you've got a force pushing back against you. It's in our nature as humans. So, which is why there are people out there who fall prey to it on different levels, and one of the levels is splitting the Jurassic Park and the Jurassic World movies up. And being like, this trilogy's not as good as this trilogy. So, alright mate. Whatever you say, mate. What do you say, matey? Big Chuck says, yeah, but a lot of folks think trilogy OT is nothing but consistent with its elements. Well, I guess they think the newer films don't. Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's a complete misconception because because they're all different, all of them. They obviously have their similarities as well, all of them. Hitting the mic with the with my brush. Sweet. Big Chuck says, well, that's the thing. In a way, they're right, but not the way they think. Because ultimately, all share same elements and even structure, even JP3 somehow. Yeah. Jurassic World 3 kind of just sums itself up with its title, doesn't it? Because you get like Jurassic Park, the first one, then its sequel is The Lost World Jurassic Park. It's like, ooh, interesting title. And then the other ones are like Jurassic World, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World Dominion. Now, for people who don't follow along, it might be a bit confusing which order they go in. So in that regard, JP3 it's got the number of the title, which is good. If you're a layman person, following the trajectory of the series. But in another way, they just slapped the number 3 on it, so it's like it's not interesting. It doesn't. Like, you think Fallen Kingdom's title, or The Lost World, like Fallen Kingdom's title relates to so many different levels in the plot. Fall of the Island, Fall of the Kingdom of Dinosaurs, the Fall of Humankind, the Fall of Lockwood Manor, which is kind of a kingdom. And you get Jurassic Park 3. Bot says Jurassic's action is a natural progression, while some other franchises have drastic shifts that come out of nowhere. Yeah, I don't know if I'd agree that Jurassic even changed over time. Like, because, I don't know, I always think back to The Lost World, like the first sequel. How did that up the action from the first one? Mainly the trailer sequence. Because that, and the San Diego sequence. Because the trailer sequence, I'm always reminded, like, the people hanging off the ropes and they fall down and they manage to hold on 3 times. There's even one point they all fall free of the rope and Nick, Ian and Sarah all grab the sides of the RV, like perfectly, all 3 of them. It's like the odds of that happening are astronomical, really unrealistic. Not to mention the rope burn they don't get. And that's all in the first major action sequence of the movie. Sammy T asks, thoughts on life on planet Earth? I think life on planet Earth is unique, as far as we know. There's no other life out there. It could be, but we don't know. And life on the planet Earth is a weird soup of all these different species and organisms, and I'm just thankful every single day of my little life that I was born as a human. And not only that, how insanely lucky I am to be born where I was, who I was with, and what I've managed to achieve. That's what I think about life on planet Earth. Krask says, oh, hello Gary. Krask, hello. Krask says, cool watercolor painting stream, nice. Hope everyone's good. Sam says, well, I hope you're good, Krask. Sam says, Pterodome, sorry for saying this, but there are 2 comments under Big Shark. Said, ending just makes me laugh. One under Big Shark said, no, he has a problem that you missed. Oh, I missed 2 of your comments. Oh, I'm sorry, Sam. Forgive me. Where are they? Killer Komodo dragons. Yeah, okay. And just a heads up, a comment above, and shocking, terrifying to you. Also, I learned something when I was growing up. The more you watch old movies like Congo, for example, the more you begin to love them. Yeah, it can happen. There's so many other things I want to watch. I've got Congo on Laserdisc. Is that enough? I own Congo on Laserdisc. I don't own it on video. I don't own it on DVD. I don't own it on Blu-ray. I own it on Laserdisc, alright? If that doesn't make me a Congo fan, I don't know what else to say to you. I've done enough, alright? Leave me alone. Nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, I do want to watch. I do want to watch it again soon. It's been a while. Krask says, "Nah, Jack, you're not a real Congo fan till you step foot in the city of Zing and hold the original print negative in your hands, pounding your chest like a gorilla." Gary says, "Is the Megalosaurus going to be in this area somewhere?" Yes. Yeah, I said it at the beginning of the stream. It's going to be in this clearing eating from a dead Camarasaurus. And there's going to be 2 other Camarasauruses like behind these trees watching. You know what? I've never seen Gorillas in the Mist. That's the Sigourney Weaver one, right? About Diane Fossey. Big Show says, "My opinion is poor man's Ghost in the Darkness." Alright, well. Now you got me unhyped. Sam says, "Primates include gibbons, a golden snub-nosed monkey, and one of your worst nightmares, baboons and mandrills." I have nothing against baboons and mandrills. We cleared this up on the last stream. We got the names mixed up. I didn't mean to say mandrills and baboons. I was talking about the proboscis monkey. The abomination that is the proboscis monkey. Although I don't like the sound of that snub-nosed monkey you just mentioned. Not the one that looks like a skull. Looks like a living skeleton. It's so hideous. Ugly little goit. Don't make this into another 3-hour stream of me just laughing at the idea of genociding entire monkey tribes. You're going to make me sound evil. I don't really want to see these monkeys go. Life is precious. Every single species on planet Earth is precious and must be looked after and fostered and protected as we go forward. If we lose the proboscis monkey, we'll never get them back. They'll be gone for good. No one wants to clone a proboscis monkey. If they went extinct, they're extinct because they're so ugly no one will want to bring them back. We have to protect the proboscis monkey. Ah, one of the inspirations of Kong's design. Nice. Oh my god, imagine if in the new King Kong film there's a giant proboscis monkey with a nose that, you know, sniffs around on the ground for people. It's like this. It's like... And you see a tank blow it clean off the monkey's face. You know what I genuinely want to see in the next King Kong versus Godzilla film, or King Kong, Godzilla X Kong. That's it. I want to see giant feces flinging. And I'm not even joking. Like, if they could handle it right, if they could just do it right, just have one moment where the villain, like, just reaches his hand around and flicks some giant mud, like, looking stuff right in Kong's face. That'd be amazing. Be like, oh, you giant dirty ape. What are you doing? Like, and it just crashes down, like crushes a car. It's like, they could hand that. I reckon they could pull that off. I don't think that would come across as too... It'd come across as wacky and funny, but believable. They could make it believable. Can't remember if Kong did it to one of the skull crawlers. They're throwing mud in its eye. What is this song? Stupid. Sammy T asks, what are your thoughts on the legend about dinosaurs still being live in the Congo? I think it's BS. But it makes for a cool story. Sammy T also asks, do you think you'll be awesome in one of the Planet of the Apes movies if the apes would ride dinosaurs? Do you think it would be awesome if in one of the Planet of the Apes movies where the apes ride dinosaurs? How the heck are the dinosaurs coming back in those movies? You'd have to... How would you introduce dinosaurs into a Planet of the Apes movie? Time travel? They do time travel, don't they, in those movies? I think. Yeah. They only go forward, right? They don't go backwards. Or did they go backwards in one of the old Planet of the Apes movies? Beneath the Planet of the Apes or something? Is that where they go back in time? Gary Fife says, you do much better trees than I do. But I use acrylic, so that makes sense. Yeah, I've never really used acrylics. Do I think there'll be another Land Before Time movie? I feel like that it's a very big possibility that we might see a remake of the first one, but done in 3D. Or like the Lion King remake or Jungle Book, whatever, that kind of thing. You know, where it's like not live action really, but they use some live action elements in it, so they consider it live action. After the success of the Jurassic World trilogy and this prehistoric planet and life on our planet, or whatever it's called, that new one was coming out, I feel like Amblin are going to be like, maybe we could remake The Land Before Time. And it'll have it'll have the same CG quality as the Yogi Bear movies. That's what it'll do. I will say this though, if they did that, I'd be very interested to see how Sharptooth is handled. I bet they would do it, update the dinosaurs a bit. Not by a lot. I don't think they'd do it by a lot. But... I am planning to put a lot of kind of trees in the way here, a bit more. I like the idea of obscuring it a bit. Have it hidden behind some more foliage. Name of music you stopped because it was getting annoying for you. It's part of the Golden Compass PlayStation 2 soundtrack. Can't remember the name of the song now. The name of this music playing right now is the Golden Compass game soundtrack aboard the Noodlinked Full, the song that's 1 minute 47 seconds long. Have I seen anything new? What did I watch the other day? I swear I watched something. It'll come back to me. I watched something like a few days ago and I've already forgotten what it was. I know I've watched something. I remember I watched something because I was like, oh, this is the first thing I've watched properly since Lemon Sound of Freedom. End of Days, that's it. Just remembered. I watched End of Days recently, which I've seen before. I hadn't watched it in a while. That film is so stupid, but like, it's great. It starts off really like serious and that, and then by the end of it, it turns into utter schlock towards the end. Yeah, the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, yeah. It's the one where he turns to the devil himself and goes, "You're a fucking choir boy compared to me. A choir boy!" Which might be my favourite Arnold Schwarzenegger line of dialogue ever. Especially considering he's saying it to the devil. Gary Five says, "Your technique, give them to me." What, painting jungles? Draw a pencil first. That's what I did. And then just don't worry too much about getting it looking nice. I mean, I'm a bit rough with it because light strokes. Don't worry too much about the water. Do it light first, and if you want to darken it, you just keep adding more striking colours to that area of the colours that you want. That's my advice. Yeah, the devil design, it's pretty fun. Stan Winston, right? Yeah, I don't worry too much about the mess because I'm like gonna edit it in the computer afterwards, so miss any like things that go wrong. Aren't too much of a problem. They can always be rectified later. Digitally. Hello, Nelfanart. Says, well, this is a treat to enjoy with my morning coffee. Hey, coffee, hey. Cheers, coffee. No. Well, I'm a loser because I'm drinking decaf coffee. My frail old man body can't handle too much caffeine anymore. I used to drink tea like it was going out of business. 15 cups a day. Full calf. Pissing like a racehorse. And now I could do 1 or 2 caffeinated drinks during the day and the rest is decaf. And I'm now only drinking decaf coffee because I like the taste of the decaf coffee that I use, the instant coffee. I've mixed tea with coffee before and tried that experiment when I was younger, and it is not good. Mix it with liquor though, I don't know what that does to it. But tea and coffee mixed is disgusting. Yeah, no, Sam, I did read what monkeys you had in your Kong design. I want to see it. So if you're part of the Discord, post a picture of it. You've just now reminded me of a character in the Jurassic Park game that's called Decaf, says Saurian Bot. Oh yeah. Decaf. I was probably, when I played Jurassic Park the game on the channel, I was probably taking the mick out of him for that name. And look at me now. I am Decaf. Decarbonated. Got your decarbonated coffee. You fucking loser. Can you not handle your coffee anymore? Can you not handle it? You little loser. Decaf. Wait, has the song stopped? Again? No, it's just a really quiet song. What's this art response thing in the Discord? What's going on? Oh, 15. Oh, I was about to say 15 updates to Discord. Jeez Louise. Now it's loading up. What's going on? Is it in the art thread? Oh, it's Egypticus. Yeah, why has he posted that in there? I'm just catching up on this now. Actually, I'm just going to tell him.
For as technological.
I'm going to watch his video on stream. Okay, we're going to do a live reaction. You're making me watch it by proxy, yeah? Saves you a view, doesn't it? If you don't want to watch it. I'm just going to tell him now watching on my live stream, and then I'll put a little muscle arm. Yeah, let's watch your thing on live stream. Stop this music. Well, I might need to make that smaller so I can actually watch it and see the chat at the same time. So, oop, I need to just adjust this, sorry. That'll do. Let's close Photoshop, make it look... Not that one. That one. And I'll make sure to turn up the desktop audio. Right, here we go. It's only 3 minutes long, so let's go.
For as technologically superior as Jurassic World is made out to be, one only has to look a little deeper at the film to realize that, whilst on the surface the theme park looks safe, expense was certainly spared when it came to visitor safety. So let's take a look at some examples. When the pteranodons and dimorphodons escape from the aviary, we see that they are able to wreak havoc on the exposed park visitors, severely injuring and possibly killing people in the process. And what is the park's official safety procedure to its guests? Injuring and possibly killing people in the process.
Possibly killing people in the process. Definitely killing people in the process. Not possibly, definitely. Because Zara, for one.
And what is the park's official safety procedure to its guests?
Ladies and gentlemen, due to a containment anomaly, all guests must take shelter immediately.
Where are the emergency bunkers that would have been built for such scenarios? What about areas of the park that are more exposed and do not have easy access areas to simply seek shelter immediately?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Speaking of the Jurassic World aviary,
They have bunkers. We just don't see them. Seek shelter. They've got buildings everywhere. Didn't quite get the point of that.
dome-like structure appears to be mainly built from hexagonal tempered glass panels, which by itself isn't the problem. The issue comes in the form of how easily the Indominus is able to break through it to initiate the escape of the pteranodons and dimorphodons housed inside. Now consider this. If the Mosasaurus arena has an underground viewing platform, in which it too seems to be built with tempered glass, the only thing apparently separating this enormous creature from the public. Therefore it is clear this material has been entrusted to be strong enough to prevent an animal as large and powerful as the Mosasaurus from smashing through it. So why weren't the hexagonal glass panels that constituted the aviary sufficient enough to stop the Indominus from breaking through it relatively easily? Why was...
Wait, is he assuming they're made from the same... Let me rewind that. Are they made from the same glass? Where is he getting that information from?
Now consider this. If the Mosasaurus arena has an underground viewing platform, in which it too seems to be built with tempered glass, the only thing apparently separating
Tempered glass, alright.
this enormous creature from the public. Therefore it is clear this material has been entrusted to be strong enough to prevent an animal as large and powerful as the Mosasaurus from smashing through it.
Well, but not just the mosasaur, the insane weight of water that is inside that lagoon. Like that glass, this glass is going to be thicker than the Avery glass, because this is holding an insane body of water that weighs way more than that mosasaurus does. And let's not forget, on Jurassic World, the ride, you actually go through the mosasaur, not that it's canon, but you go through the mosasaur thing, and the mosasaur does come up to the glass and crack it.
So why weren't the hexagonal glass panels that constituted the aviary sufficient enough to stop the Indominus from breaking through it relatively easily?
Because it was thinner, because it's not holding a huge body of water.
Why was this glass not reinforced just as strongly as the glass in the Mosasaurus arena?
Water. Say water.
Continuing on the subject of the Mosasaur, glass in the
Don't just
Mosasaurus
say it's
arena.
hard to believe. Water. The water, mate. The water. The huge body of water that you're looking at right there.
Continuing on the subject of the Mosasaurus, it is ridiculous how small and ineffective the electrified fence surrounding the perimeter of the lagoon would be if this...
Who's saying... What? Is he saying that's electrified? It's in water.
It is ridiculous how small and ineffective the electrified fence surrounding the perimeter of the lagoon would be if this enormous creature decided to leap out and attack anything on land.
Big Chuck says Jack's arguing with AI. I might be.
Considering that the size and weight of the animal alone would be enough to crush and destroy them easily. Any shocking implant the Mosasaurus might have embedded in it to prevent it approaching an electric fence doesn't seem to be an effective countermeasure.
But why not? They say they have those chips in them, so obviously it has been enough all over these years to keep it in at bay, because it hasn't done this before yet. You know, ironically, only when the fence is broken by the T-Rex and Indominus fighting is there an opportunity for it to come through the fence without its shock, without the implant shocking it, and thus, as soon as there's a hole in the fence, it breaks out. It's the first thing it does.
The Mosasaurus might have embedded in it to prevent it approaching an electric fence doesn't seem to be an effective countermeasure.
Wrong. It's a very effective countermeasure.
Considering the close proximity the creature is to the still functioning electric fence sections and the lack of any resistance or indication of a response from the animal.
It's broken. The fence is broken.
Why wasn't the...
And plus, bear in mind, this fence up here is up on the walkway. It might not even actually be electrified. This fence got red lights all around it, but is this fence even electrified? I don't think it is, actually. Because look at where it's breaking. There's no wires, nothing. So, I think he's assuming that's electrified.
Sections and the lack of any resistance or indication of a response from the animal. Why wasn't the lagoon just built deeper instead? Onto the matter of the herbivore exhibits. Consider the Jungle River attraction. Here, park visitors take canoes down a river in which herbivores such as Apatosaurus, Parasaurolophus, and Stegosaurus seemingly have free rein to occupy as well. There doesn't seem to be any invisible fence system in place considering there are dinosaurs on both sides of the river and able to enter it freely.
Yeah.
Is there anything stopping someone from getting out of their canoe and touching one of them?
No.
What safety measures are in place if such a large herbivore becomes aggressive and attacks guests in their canoes? You need to be...
Nothing. There's nothing there. It's a dreamland.
You need to be in the... Is there anything stopping someone from getting out of their canoe and touching one of them? What safety measures are in place if such a large herbivore becomes aggressive and attacks guests in their canoes? You need to be in the safety of a gyrosphere to be side by side with the same kinds of dinosaurs in the Gyrosphere Valley exhibit. So why do they allow guests to be so exposed along the Jungle River then?
Maybe they signed a contract to say, do you mind doing this? We don't know. It's just a whimsical look to get you in the mood that the park is like this magical, wondrous place. It's not like they didn't have locking mechanisms on the vehicle doors in Jurassic Park. Guests could just get out and go and touch dinosaurs. Muldoon brings out, but they shine a light on that problem, but they don't do anything about it. I think Muldoon would do something about it. But in this, yeah, this is dangerous. There's no beating around the bush here. That is a dangerous situation. But you just know people would do this in real life. You think what they do with animals in the real world now? Like this, definitely people would do this. 100%. And, I don't know, I assume there's going to be a guide somewhere in the group. I would assume there's a guide with like a trank gun or something.
River then. In terms of the gyrospheres though, the park apparently entrusts its occupants in allowing them complete control of their vehicle, which is insane. This is essentially giving people free rein to drive wherever they want, with no override function to prevent guests from getting too close to a herbivore. We've seen what happens if one decides to attack a gyrosphere. And finally, the petting zoo, which
Well, just for a little bit of context, the ankylosauruses have been kept away
No
from
override-
Gyrosphere Valley, potentially for that very reason. The ankylosauruses
function
aren't
to
in the
prevent guests
Gyrosphere
from
Valley,
getting too
they're
close to a
out
herbivore.
in the restricted
we've seen
area.
what happens if one decides to attack a gyrosphere. And finally, the petting zoo, which exhibits infant dinosaurs that children can pet and even ride. A little bit concerning considering a baby Triceratops or Apatosaurus is still big enough to potentially impale or trample a child. But apart from all that, Jurassic World is safe.
Spare no expense.
Does this person understand that the Jurassic Park film series doesn't exactly show safety like logically well? Like every movie does that. Anyway, there you go. We watched it. But every single Jurassic movie has its safety problems. Is this news? I don't think so. In the words of Kevin McAllister, I don't think so. Sorry, music was really loud. Yeah. Sorry, I was saying that every Jurassic movie has safety issues. It's an illusion of safety, right? The whole message of Jurassic Park. Oh my god. Like, you could take his complaints about the safety issues in Jurassic World, and I think you can map them onto like the dinosaur trip in Jurassic Park 3. Because like that was dangerous. Those guys obviously hadn't vetted the coastlines well enough. And still people agreed, Eric and Ben and the Kirbys agreed that, or at least Amanda Kirby agreed that it was okay for Eric and Ben to go on that trip. To go see some dinosaurs. And that was when they were totally restricted. You get thrill seekers. They exist in real life. Think about all the people who like ride elephants in India, or you know, in Africa and stuff. Like when one of those animals freaks out, it's dangerous and people have died. Yet, you know, it's still a thing. I don't get complaints like that because it's mainly like what, like that video we just watched, because it's I don't know, it's so small. I'm saying this with the utmost respect, but it's very small-minded. It's like you're not thinking how the real world operates, and seeing how if that park opened and had that attraction, that it might actually be popular. And plus, who knows? The boats, the little canoes themselves, you know, you could have had something in them that prevented the dinosaurs from approaching the actual boats themselves. Like if they got too close to the boats, then they get a little something, a little shock that keeps the dinosaurs away from the actual canoes themselves. That's one of the things that I think a lot of people overlook when they talk about Jurassic World as like this park, this operational park. A lot of people overlook the safari aspect to it because they're so blinded in a way by Main Street in Jurassic World with the lagoon that they seem to think that's it, like that's the park, and they forget that basically how Jurassic World operates is it's like a giant safari tour. Like once you go into like Gyrosphere Valley, you're out in the middle of like the world of dinosaurs. And there's like other attractions and stuff that you can get to in that world via like in that sort of area, via the monorail. But it's pretty much open in there. And you know, the dinosaurs are wandering around, certain ones are locked away. And certain ones aren't. Like the Jurassic Park you know, that had the illusion of a safari type deal. I mean, Jurassic World's kind of an illusion as well, but like you go through those gates in the tour car, and although Hammond said other rides will come online, the idea is you're in the car and all the dinosaurs are behind fences, as far as we know. Don't know about the Brachiosaurus, but yeah, they were fenced in, weren't they? They had their area. But with Jurassic World, with the invisible fencing system, it's like the illusion gets stronger because you don't see the barriers. They're invisible. But yeah, that's the difference between Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. Is Jurassic Park was like a road tour, and Jurassic World's more like a safari. You go out and free roam around the dinosaurs because of the innovation of the invisible fence system, basically. And they are fenced in more widely in Jurassic World, actually, because there's that fence that Zack and Gray come across for the restricted area. And there'll be other fences. There's like a big wall around Main Street, isn't there? Because there's those two guys sat on the wall when Zack and Gray return in the car. They're stood on that like giant concrete wall with weapons. Why would you need to employ those guys if there weren't dinosaurs just free roaming, basically? Like, what are they guarding against? And this is an aspect of the Jurassic World park that I don't really hear anyone talk about. Oh, I hate this song. Big Chunk says, wasn't it the Indominus they were on the lookout for? That's true. Perhaps they were stationed there for looking out for the Indominus. But still, the point is they have a giant wall. Like, it's not so much the guys being there. Although, yeah, you're probably right that they were there for the Indominus. Yeah, they've still got this giant concrete wall that goes around Main Street, the Main Street hub area. And it says gate 5 on it or something. So there's like obviously presumably other gates around this giant wall. And so maybe that wall is like an inner wall, and there's other walls. So it's like if those fail, then you know, you've still got the big concrete wall to Main Street. So there were some safety features at Jurassic World which seemed pretty logical. They were just visual, and no character stopped to point it out and spoon feed the audience what they're seeing. Nifanat says, Jack, if you want a fun soundtrack to listen to for Dino-Defenders Extreme, listen to Saurian soundtrack, good ambient scores. Okay. Once this is done, I'll put one on. Is it monetizable? Are they monetizable? See you later, Neil Fanart. Enjoy the dentists. Big Shark, no, it shouldn't go in Canon Courtroom. It should go in Jurassic Video. That's where he should post it. He made a video about Jurassic. It's got to go in there. Oh, can't he? Does he not have access to that thread? Is that why he's posting in like the wrong threads? Because he can't have access to the other ones? He's just an ass. Well, I mean, if he is doing that on purpose, that is really petty. But funny. Well, if he does it again... if he does it again, then just make it so he can only access the Jurassic video. And then Let's Chat Jurassic. Give him two options. Right, I'm listening to the Saurian soundtrack now. Sounds like it's for an A24 trailer or something. From the director of The Witch comes Quilt. Sam says, who would win in a fight, your Megalosaurus or your own made-up giant primate? Megalosaurus. And what is your favourite primate? Favourite primate? Humans. Gary Pfeiffer says, I don't know if you would know this, but would you recommend painkillers or a spa to cure sore feet? Put salt in water, in hot water, and then put it in a big bowl and then rest your feet in it. Then take a leech and put it under your armpits and count to 7, and then it should be fine. If it doesn't fix that, then drill a hole through your skull and siphon off some of the liquid from around your brain. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea. I'm sorry about your sore feet. The leech part was a joke, right? Yeah. I was just going by old like silly old medicinal techniques from like the Dark Ages or something. So they reckon they sometimes got rid of headaches, was to like drill into someone's skull and then let the liquid pour out. And apparently is what they used to do. By they, I couldn't recall the time period because I'm pulling off old memories here. Favourite ape or monkey? Okay, so, well, humans. Humans are a great ape, right? That's right, isn't it? That's a fact, is it? That's my choice. And technically, I'm not wrong. I feel like I'm listening to like the Lost World soundtrack and the Shining soundtrack had a baby. Making a codex of all the characters for Dino-Defenders. Well, I'm planning on working on a sort of making of document, which will have that kind of section in it. And I'm thinking of, once I've got it all finished, of making a website where it's like the main hub. All things Dino-Defenders. I want to work with Tim on that. Try and get that looking really swish and really professional looking. Oops. Yeah, I love Dominion soundtrack, it's good. Some really good songs on that. think I will end the stream once I've got this watercolor done. Like I said, I wasn't going to be streaming for too long today. Just wanted to do a little something before the weekend. I don't know if I'm going to stream over the weekend. I might be able to. Might be able to do it tomorrow night, potentially. If nothing's going on. I'll keep you updated if I am. Ooh, sniffy nose. I will say this, Egypticus Free posting that video that we just watched, it's nice to see that they're still going with their Jurassic World critiques, because they used to be on Twitter and we'd get into debates all the time, and while some people tend to not like the people that they debate, I'm kind of the opposite, because I like the sparring, basically. It's fun. I find it fun. And so regardless of opinion, I do like that they're, in my Discord. Posting. That's what I like, they'll disagree with most of the people in the Discord, because it's my Discord, right? So it's people who like my videos and stuff. But I like seeing when people who don't agree come in and actually have the mentality to be like, you know what, I know, I'll post my opinion in here, because that's healthy. I've done it. Sam asks, do you like my other pterodome? My offered Herodome, and what are your thoughts on Joe DeVito's King Kong? There's an RPG game coming out late November. Not many like it, blah blah blah. Looks fun to me. There is a site. I know nothing of that game. And what was your offer again? I could make a King Kong story, but with a modern setting. How about that? Yeah, if it's your own story, you can do what you like. Do what you like, boy. Getting dangerously wet in the middle. By that I mean the paper. And mess up those trees. There we go. Oh, I'm just going to stop the music there because I'm basically finished, so I'm just trying to think if there's any details that I've missed. All right, so there we go. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I'm gonna head off now, and I'll because I've got work to go to now, do a bit of work. I will. I'll be around, so I'll come into the Discord and join in this argument that's going on now. Also, Gypsy was saying, you are literally writing for a movie at this point. There is no evidence of any bunkers. Also, Jurassic Park wasn't safe either. This is whataboutism. All the movies aren't safe. Whataboutism that? Whataboutism that? Is my question. Whataboutism that? Do you think about that? Alright, I'm going to end the stream there. Thanks, guys, for coming. Let me see if I can get you a good look at this as best as possible. Yep. I'll be editing this probably off stream. So, but anyway, thanks for coming, guys, and I'll see you in the near future. Bye!
Sanely, huh? Look, I tell you what. You go your way, and I'll go mine. Live and let live. Right? Right. Now what? Brother, what a way to run a railroad. Now, as I was saying...